Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Fitra from 10 MIPA 6, and tonight, I'm about to tell you about a short story from Japan called Urashima Taro. Long and long ago, there lived on the coast of the Sea of Japan a young fisherman named Urashima, a kindly lad and a clever one with his rod and line. Well, one day, he went out in his boat to fish, but instead of catching any fish, what do you think he caught? Why, he caught a great big tortoise. It had a hard shell and such funny wrinkle on his face, and also a tiny tail too. Now I must tell you something which you very likely don't know, and that is that tortoises always live to up to thousands of years, or at least Japanese tortoises do. And Urashima thought to himself, a fish would do just as good as my dinner as this tortoise. In fact, maybe better. Why would I go and kill the poor thing to prevent it from enjoying itself for another 999 years? No, I wouldn't be so cruel to do that. And I'm sure my mother wouldn't like me to do that. And with this word, he threw the tortoise back into the sea. The next thing that happened was that Urashima went to sleep in his boat, for it was one of those hot summer's days when almost everybody enjoys a nap in the afternoon. As he slept, there came up from beneath the waves a beautiful girl, got into the boat and said, I am the daughter of the sea god, and I live with my father in the dragon palace, beyond the waves, deep beneath the sea. It was not a tortoise that you caught just now so kindly threw back into the sea. It was myself. My father, the sea god, has sent me to see whether you were good or bad. We now know that you are good, kind boy who doesn't like to do cruel things, and so I have come to fetch you. You shall marry me if you like, and we will live happily after together for thousands of years in palace deep beyond the sea. After that, Urashima took one oar, and the sea god's daughter took another oar, and they rowed, and they rowed until they came to the dragon's palace, where the sea god lived and ruled as king over all the dragons, the tortoise, and the fish. Oh dear, what a lovely palace it was. The walls, the palace, the coral, the trees had emeralds for leaves and rubies for berries. The fish were scales were of silver and dragon's tail solid gold. Just think of the most beautiful glittering things that you have ever seen and put them all together, and then you will know that this palace looked like. It all belonged to Urashima. For was he not the son-in-law of the sea god, the husband of the lovely dragon princess? Well, they lived happily for 3 years, wandering every day amongst the beautiful trees with emerald leaves and ruby trees. But one morning, Urashima said to his wife, I am very happy here. Still, I want to go home and see my father and my mother, and brothers and sisters too. Just let me go for a short time and I'll be back again. I'd like you to go, said she. I am very much afraid that something dreadful will happen. However, if you will go, there is no help for it. Only you must take this box and be very careful not to open it. If you open it, you will never be able to come back here. Urashima promised to take care of the box and do not open it on any account. Then, getting into his boat, he rowed off and last landed on the shore of his country. What had happened while he had been away? Where had his father's cottage gone to? What had become of the village where he used to live? The mountains indeed were there as before, but the trees on them has been cut down. The little brook that ran close by his father's cottage was still running, but there were no women washing clothes in it anymore. It seemed very strange that everything should have changed so much in these 3 short years. As 2 men chanced to pass along the beach, Urashima went up to them and said, Can you tell me please, where's Urashima cottage that used to stand here has been moved to? Urashima, said they. Why, it was 400 years ago that he was drowned here while fishing. His parents, his brothers, and their grandchildren are all dead long ago. It is an old story. How can you be so foolish as to ask after his cottage? It fell to pieces hundreds of years ago. Then it suddenly flashed across Urashima's mind that the sea god's palace beyond the waves, with its coral walls and its ruby fruit, and yet dragons with tails of solid, must be a part of a fairyland, and that one day was probably as long as a year in this world. So that His 3 years in the sea, 3 years in the sea god's palace had really been hundreds of years. Of course, there was no use in staying home. Now that all his friends were dead and buried, even the village had passed away, so Urashima in a great hurry to get back to his wife, the dragon princess beyond the sea. Which was the way? He couldn't find it, with no one to show him. Perhaps, he thought, if I open the box that she gave me, I shall be able to find a way. So he disobeyed her orders not to open the box, or perhaps he had forgotten about them. Foolish boy that he was. Anyway, he opened the box, and what do you think came out of it? Nothing but a white cloud which flew away over the sea. Urashima shouted to cloud to stop, rushed about, and screamed with sorrow, for he remembered now that his wife had told him, and how after opening the box he should never be able to get to the sea god's palace again. Soon he could neither run nor shout anymore. Suddenly his hair grew white as snow, his face got wrinkled, and his back bent like that of a very old man. His breath stopped short, and he fell dead down on the beach. Poor Urashima, he died because he had been foolish and disobedient. If only he had done as he was told, he might have lived for 1,000 years. Now you, what do you think? If you were to be Urashima, would you like to go and see the dragon palace beyond the waves, where the sea god lives and rules as the king over dragons, and the tortoises and the fishes, where the sea have emeralds for leaves and rubies for berries, where the fish's tails are of silver and the dragon's tails are of solid gold? If I were to be Urashima, I would probably reject the offer. Why? Because it's too good to be true, and it's very suspicious. For you, I don't know. And you must be curious about the moral of the story. Well, it depends on how you look at the story, on what perspective you took. First and foremost, of course, we should keep our promise that we made to other people, because promise must be upheld no matter what situation you have, no matter how bad in a situation you're in. And second, after that, another way of looking at the story meaning could be that when one commits a good deed, one should not expect a good reward. When you help people, you should help them sincerely, not with expecting a reward in the end. And one should be humble enough to reject it when one is offered a gift for helping others. And lastly, the last moral lesson is that ignorance is bliss, and that not all knowledge is good. Sometimes knowledge is better kept tucked in dark away from us. And that's it for today's short story. Thank you for tuning in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.